Namaskaram and welcome to yet another portrait drawing. So today I'm going to draw the portrait of Zen master Thích Nhất Hạnh. He's the Vietnamese Zen Buddhist master who resides in the Plum Village in France. So he started his journey in Vietnam. He left home at the age of 16 and joined the monastery and became the monk over there. Afterwards, they had a very much of a struggling childhood. He had a very struggling teenage years because there was a Vietnam War going on in the country, and he was a activist during the war as well. When he saw lots of monks, lots of civilians, and all the army from both the Vietnam as well as the American army were dying. So because of that reason, he was the activist. So he had to leave the country because the government was not with him, because he was against the war and so on. So he came to France and then founded the Plum Village. So why I'm drawing his picture is because in the early years, before I got into the spirituality or something, he helped me understand a lot the practical approach of Buddhist meditation. Because when you come across certain things like meditation, spirituality, and these kind of practices and everything, it's very difficult to understand because nowadays people are not actually exposed to this. Not many people understand how it works, and people are not tend to grasp the things into it. So some of the people are purely spiritual, while some of them, although it is purely spiritual in nature, they have this ability to bring it to the broader audience and then help them understand. So a few years ago, I came across Thích Nhất Hạnh trying to understand the different concepts of Buddhism and everything, and the way he interacts with people, and his teachings and his discourses on subjects, and then the teachings of the Buddha was quite profound and everything. And one of the most profound video I watched was what he actually said about what the nirvana is. So many people have their very different understanding and everything. They would say that liberation, moksha and everything, but enlightenment and everything, most of the people does not have any understanding on that one. Many people in different contexts, from different dimensions and different methods of spirituality, has got their own interpretation. But at the same time, when I watched that video, it actually struck me. So what he said was a nirvana is a state where you have no views. So basically you have no idea about anything, so that you can have direct experience of the existence as it is, rather than the interpretation, rather than making sense of it, trying to understand what it is all about and everything. Rather than that, you have got the direct experience of the existence and the reality. So that was a quite thought-provoking. I could not actually delve into that one in the beginning, but as my spiritual practices deepen and everything, everything actually makes sense. And that is what is referred in the Shaivanism or the yogic practices as opening of the third eye. So third eye is the insight, or the way of looking into the world without the duality. When your views disappear, then all the duality disappears as well. And one of the most profound thing about the teaching of the Thích Nhất Hạnh was he used the teachings from the Buddha, and then he actually made it possible to be applied to the people living in the family situations, because the teachings of the Buddhas in the beginning were not meant especially for the householders. They were mainly meant only for the meditators. That is where like a different versions of Buddhism came into the play. For example, Theravada, Mahayana, and Vajrayana, and so on. So Zen Buddhism is a part of the Mahayana, on which you not only care about your own liberation, but also liberation of all the sentient beings. And this is where Thich Nhat Hanh also, like if you want to read, he has a discourse on one of the Buddha's teaching called Diamond Sutra, or the Vajracheta Prajnaparamita Sutra. So they say that like this discourse says that in China, when people just heard about the Diamond Sutra being recited, people actually developed dispassion, and then some other people actually got enlightened as well. So you can read a lot about it. And then recently he got a stroke as well, and now like he's at the age of nearly 94. And so the picture, the art I'm drawing is a little bit older picture. So you can, if you have time, you can go and read his teachings and everything. So he was quite an inspiration, and he can actually make you understand like what Zen Buddhism and Buddhism, and what is the meditation and everything as well. So if you are in the Europe, you can visit the Plum Village and stay over there, and then do some retreat over there as well. So I hope you like this video. Namaskar.